welcome back to another episode of JMMB TTTV, and I'm here with the newly appointed Chief Executive Officer of JMMB Investments Trinidad and Tobago, Ms. Tricia Kissoon. Welcome to JMMB TTTV, Tricia, and more importantly, welcome to the JMMB family.
Thank you. It's an honor to be part of the JMMB family.
So I know that we have a lot to unpack in a very short period of time, but I do want to ask you, you joined JMMB March 1st, right? And since then, we've had COVID and all of these things have come up. What has that transition been like for you?
You know, it's funny that you asked that question. I was actually speaking to someone recently and I was telling them, coming in as CEO, you have these plans and your first 90-day execution. And, I did a lot of reading, a lot of prep, and then 3 weeks into my being with the staff, now I was thrust into working from home. My entire team is working from home. The team at ITT, they have made this transition phenomenal for me. They've welcomed me, and they're doing their part. They're doing a great job. A lot of collaboration, a lot of solution oriented, because it's the first time this is happening.
Investors are probably taking a look around at the global environment, looking at the global impact of COVID-19. They're looking at the stock market, looking at the oil prices. Let's not mention the oil prices, and thinking to themselves, what do I do? What should I do with my investment? Tricia, what is your advice to them?
So the most important thing you need to do in this environment is to be calm. And to, assess everything that is going on around you. There's a lot going on. You have loss of value in oil. We have people not just on a local scale, but on a global scale working from home. We are seeing from the US numbers of unemployment going up significantly, hitting close to 30 million, I should say. It's a very, very, very uncertain space. It's a very uncomfortable space. The most important thing you can do is to stay calm. And especially as an investor, you need to be reading a lot and you need to be aware of what's going on around you. The most important thing is to read and be aware. There's a lot of information out there. The most important thing is to choose reliable sources of information as an investor.
So are you saying to them, hold their investments? Don't do anything with your investments. What should you be doing right now?
So what happened is you have to reassess your situation first. Going into COVID, you would have had a different kind of risk appetite. You would have a different position on risk. You would have probably, some people would have taken a little extra risk to get towards generating return. What we've seen since COVID is a massive fall off in March on the stock exchange in the US. We've seen some pullback in Trinidad, but we're then seeing a lot of stabilization occurring. So what the best time for you to do is to reassess your portfolios and determine where the risk appetite you would take. In general, the advice would be to stay in safe spaces. So you want to reposition your portfolio in entities that are really strong, that can ride the wave of COVID. We have no idea where COVID's taking us, right? So that's what you should ideally be doing. So it's not necessarily holding, but reassessing your risk.
Absolutely. Great. For those persons who are looking in the market now and they're thinking, are there any opportunities out there in terms of this, in this period?
Of course, lots of. And in the next few months, you're going to find a lot of opportunities. You're going to find that the market might move in different directions. Right now, we see last few weeks, we've been seeing an upward movement. With the news of unemployment yesterday, there was a pullback. You're going to see a lot of activity like that. So, my advice to people is to kind of position yourself with the securities that you want to get in too. So reach out to your investment advisors, reach out and have a conversation and say, tell me what you think, what you think is going on. What is your company? What is ITT suggesting? Have you all looked at the fixed income market? Is there any kind of wins for me and to set up in a fixed income market? Look at the equity space, local and international. See what opportunities reside, because there are opportunities. Definitely execute on strategies that are designed to maximize your return, meaning you don't just have to jump in all at once, but you can just ease your way into it and enjoy some sort of cost and benefit as you enter the market.
So if persons are not with JMMB Investments, where can they find you? How can they find you during this period? What's the number? Let them know.
So you can reach us at salesitt@jmmb.com. Our ITT research team has been providing a lot of support to our investment advisors and guiding you with strategically through this process. So definitely send us an email and 800 JMMB and reach out. We will be there.
Great. So in terms of the long-term impact, what impact do you think COVID-19 will have on the market post-pandemic?
So what we're going to be looking at is a different world. What we're seeing is a change in behavior in terms of how we operate currently. So this work from home has now allowed technology to take a greater presence. We have seen, where we're only operating out of essentials, right? So what we will see going into the future is a different world, a world that is driven by the behavior that we have adapted to in this COVID space, into a new space where technology will play a greater presence in our day-to-day activity. I think we've all learned that we can do meetings over the online. These present opportunities for companies that are on that hemisphere. So you will see things like Microsoft and those kind of companies that are offering platforms. We've now seen Facebook offering a new platform that allows for up to 50 persons sitting in a meeting, in a call. There's a change in behavior that you're going to see throughout the world, and it's going to create a new type of opportunity for investors. So we just need to be monitoring the changes in behavior as we go through this that will dictate how we go into post-COVID. Yeah.
So in terms of a recommendation, what you're saying to me is I should take my money now and look towards Microsoft, or look towards Apple, or look towards these tech companies to place my interest and to place my money.
That is correct.
Awesome, great. So for persons who are now getting into investing, this is their first foray into investing, what would you recommend for them to do during this period?
If you haven't already, start preparing to build that passive income through your investment portfolio. So just, consider cutting back on your expenses. We're now working from home, so we should be incurring a little bit less expenses. So let's kind of redirect that into you developing your financial future plans and help you grow your opportunities as we move into this new world of COVID, post-COVID. And just kind of prepare, because it's never too late to build your passive income. It's never too late. You want money that works for you when you're not working.
Absolutely. Yeah. And now is a time when a lot of people are not working. So that's great advice, Tricia. Thank you so much for sitting with us, Tricia, and thank you so much for joining us on JMMB TTTV. And if you want to learn more about Tricia, you can go to our LinkedIn page and you can get 5 questions with Tricia Kissoon, which I'm sure you'll enjoy. Thank you once again, and join us next time on a platform near you.